Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Pirai Academy. In the series of data structure playlist, today we are going to see about implementation of singly linked list. So this video is going to be logical implementation, but the next video going to be the code implementation. To implement the code, always you know about the logic. Okay, that's my core intention on giving this entire video as a logic. And also after seeing this logic, you want to implement the code, okay, without seeing my solution. Then if you cannot reach the output, then go and watch my code implementation. Unless or until that, you should not go and watch the code implementation. First try it by yourself. Okay, fine. So first of all, let's see about the ADTs of singly linked list. So the ADTs of singly linked list, it is like for all linked lists it will be the ADTs, okay, and for singly linked list also this is going to be the ADT. What are those? Insert. So insertion at beginning, insertion at end, insertion at some point of index. Okay, now deletion. For deletion also it will be beginning, ending and index. So this is going to be your ADTs, fundamental ADTs. And for a basic recap, I want you to understand the singly linked list, right? So there are two terminologies. One is called node, another one is called head. Okay, what is meant by node? Node means for singly linked list we have two parts in the node. One is of data and another one is called next address. Okay, so this is going to be a logical. Okay, so we can create a class. In that class we will be having two data members called data and next. Okay, and this data going to be the integer, float, string, that's your wish. Okay, and this next value going to be your node pointer. Okay, that's it. So this is going to be your structure of the class. Okay, now what is meant by head? For example, if I have a linked list like 1 and its next address is 1000, which means at 1000 there is some node called 2 and its next address is null. Okay, then here this is called head. This is the first node, right? So always the first node is going to be the head. Fine. So let's get started with the logic part. So these are the all operations I am going to do now. Okay, in all operations just see and observe the changes I have made so that you can go and implement by yourself. Okay, now the first one is insert at beginning. So initially see here, I want to take my head pointer is equal to null initially. Before executing these things, I want to initially take my head as null, because as of now there is no node in my linked list. Okay, so first thing is insert at beginning of 4. Initially the head is null, right? Head is null. So what should I do? I'll be creating a new node. Called 4 and its next address going to be null, and this is going to be my head as of now. Can you understand this? Okay, now insert at end. So I'm going to check whether my head is null. No, it is not null, which means I have some elements. So go and traverse up to the last element, and in that last element add a new element and make the last element next points to the new element. Can you understand this? Yes. So I'm going to traverse. How I am supposed to traverse to a linked list? See here, initially I will be pointing some other pointer like current or temporary variable. So this is just a variable name. Okay, it will be initially pointing towards the head. Now I will be just checking what is the next address. So here the next address is null. Okay, so which means this is going to be the last node. If there is any other address, then I'll be again go and traverse to the next address, then next address, like that, until I see the next address of some particular node is null. Can you understand this? So initially here itself it is null. So what should I do? the next step is going to be, you will be creating a new node. You will be creating a new node. Let me erase this. Yes. Now I'll be creating a new node called, what is the value? It is 10. So 10, and it's next going to be null, and it have some addresses. Okay. So like 1000, for example, we assume it is a 1000. Now here's a temp. Here's a temp, right? Temp variable. Now in this temp variable, its next address going to be pointing to 1000, so that there is some linkage between them, like this. That's it. Leave. That's it. So I successfully inserted a node in its ending. I successfully inserted a node in its ending. Yes. Okay. Now again, insert at beginning of file. Oh, it should be inserted at beginning. So initially I will be checking whether my head is equal to null. No, which means I want to insert before the head. So it is not that difficult. It is not that difficult. Observe this carefully. I'll be creating a new node. What's the value? The value is 5. Okay, create a value as 5 and represent this as null initially. Okay. Now, how it should be supposed to? This should be the first element. If it should be the first element, then it should be pointing towards here, right? Just leave this temp. It should be pointing towards here. Can you understand this? So how I can make this to point towards here? It is so simple. Just this is the new node. For example, this is a new node. Then the new node's next address will be going to be equal to the head address. For example, the head address is going to be 200. Then here I'll be replace as 200, so that I have a linkage between them, like this. And now I will be making my head to point here to the new node. That's it. Now how my linked list is supposed to be? It is like 5, then 4, then 10. It is correct. It is correct. Yes. Now next thing is insert at the end of 20. You know it. See here. Here is our head. So take a pointer here called temp or anything. That's your wish. Okay. Temp. Now I am checking whether the temp's next value is empty. No, it is 200. So you should be going to the 200. So now my temp will be going here. Okay. What is its next value? Next value is 1000. So which means it is not null. So go to 1000. So temp now go to here. Now what is the next value? It is null. Oh, I have reached the last. Reached the last node. Now it's time to create new node and just point my last nodes next to the new node. Can you understand this? Okay. So it's time to create a new node. Create a new node. What is the value? It should be 20. 20 and its next will be null initially. Now in my temp next, this address going to be stored. For example, here the address may be like 1200 maybe. Okay. Now instead of this null, I will be replacing this as 1200 so that there is a linkage between them. That's it. I have successfully inserted at the end. So now my linked list something looks like, here comes 20. So 5, 4, 10, 20. So this is 4. This is horrible, right? 4. Okay, now insert at index. So this is going to be more important. Okay, because insertion at end and beginning is quite easy, but now it is going to be difficult. Okay, I'll be once again rubbing this out and I'll be sketching neatly. Okay, just a few seconds. Give me a few seconds. So this is what the linked list like, right? Now insert at index. Number what? Index of 2. Which means this is going to be index 0, this is going to be index 1, and this is going to be index 2. At this index 2, we will be having a value of node called 3. Can you understand this? Which means in simple representation, here there should be 3. From this 4, I will be pointing towards this 3, and from this 3, I will be pointing towards this 10. Can you understand this? So it will be something like 5, 4, 3, 10, 20. Yes. Okay. So how we are going to do this? So initially here is my head, right? So in this head, I'll be taking another pointer For example, this temp pointer. Now I want to traverse how many times? I want to traverse only one time, because what is the index? Index should be 2, right? At second index I want to insert it, so that I want to go up to the first index, so that after the first index I'm going to insert the new node. Can I understand this? So I want to step forward for only one time. So just check whether it has next value. Yes, it has next value. So I will be going to one step. So I incremented by only one step. Okay, now stop here. Whether I have any next value? Yes, we have 1000. So what should I do? I'll be taking a new node. I'm going to taking a new node. So here comes a new node. What is its value? Its value going to be 3. Okay, and its next address going to be what? Its next address going to be this 1000. Its next address going to be 1000, which means the next address will be going to be temps next. Okay, so it will be 1000. Okay, and so linkage will be like this. Can I understand this up to this? Yes. Okay, now my temps next should be what? To this new node, newly created node. So for example, newly created nodes address is 500. Then instead of this 1000, I'll be replacing this as 500, so that instead of this going here, linkage will be created here. Now see here, what is the linked list? It is 5, 4, 3, 10, 20. That's it. Hope you understand this. Insertion at some index, right? Now the next thing is insertion at index 6, 4. Whether there is any index 6, no. Then there itself you can tell that it is not possible. How we are going to do this? Here also you will be taking a temp value. So temp value. Okay. Now, so here it is 6, which means I want to go for 5 steps. Okay. Now initially I will be checking whether we have any other steps. Yes, it is 200, which means I can go to the next address. So I'll be going here. Okay. So which means one step is completed. Again here also it is 500, which means we have next node. So I'll be going to the next node. So this is going to be your temp. So now it is second step. Now again you will be going to the next, because we have next node. So this will be third step. Again we can go because we have another node. So this is going to be your fourth step. Whether again we can go? No, because here it is what? Null. So from this I can tell you that we cannot complete 5 steps. So we cannot insert anything apart from that. So there is no node at the index 4. Can I understand this? Yes. Okay, sorry, at the index 5. Okay, so because of this reason we cannot insert any value, or we cannot insert a node inside that. So that's it. That's the conclusion. You can return that to the user. So this is the as of now the linked list, right? Now we are getting into the deletion. So deletion at the beginning. So which means I want to delete the first node. So how we are going to delete the first node? It is so simple. I'll be taking the head node as my temp, and I'll be moving my head pointer to its next. So what is the head's next? It is 200. So 200's address is this node, right? So I'll be moving my head to here. Now I will be deleting my temp pointer, which means I'll be deleting this entire node. So now I have deleted the first node. Simple. Okay. Delete at end. So if we encounter the delete at end, then I'll be taking my temp value here. Okay. Now whether I have next value? Yes, I have next value. So just get my temp pointer to go to the next node. Okay. Now again, whether I have next? Yes, go to the next. So again, whether we have next? Yes, go to the next. Whether we have anything next? No. But whether we can delete this node as of now? No, right? No. So to avoid this, we want to stop here itself. So we can delete this. Can you understand this? By breaking this linkage, I can delete this. So what is going to be my core logic is I want to check my next node's next value is going to be null. Then I'm going to delete it. So which means at this point, if I check its next values, next address is null. Its next values, its next address is going to be null. No. Again, when I'm going here, its next value is next going to be null. No. Again, if I go here, its next value is next going to be null. Yes, it is null. Then what should I do? I will be taking another pointer here. Okay. For example, t, and I'll be deleting this pointer and making the here is temp, right? And making this temps next should be equal to null. That's it. Can you understand this? Yes. Now let's go with the delete at index of 1, which means I want to delete this particular node. Okay. If it is for index 1, then how many steps should I move? I should move for 0 steps. Okay. So which means I'll be taking my temp here, right? I'll be taking my temp here and I want to just delete its next. But if I delete this linkage, then all the behind values will be not known, right? So to avoid this, I will be just make my linkage to temp next, which means I will be taking like this. Can you understand this? Which means I only have two nodes. One is 4, and then what is this address? It is 1000, right? 1000, and another one is 10 and null. For this, I'll be making this as t and deleting this. That's it. Can you understand this? Yes. So as of now, this is going to be your linked list. Now the next thing, delete at end. So I'll be, my head pointer will be here. I'll be taking a temp value. Whether my temps next is null. Yes, my temps next is going to be this, and its next going to be null. Yes. So what will I do? I'll be making this as t and deleting this. That's it. And making my temp next to null. That's it. Now delete at beginning, which means what should I do? I'll be making my head to point to its next value. What is head's next? It is null, which means I'll be making my head to move to null, and at this head pointer I'll be again assigning temp, and I'll be just deleting this temp as we already done here. Can I understand this? Yes. Now again, delete at ending. Whether my head is having anything, no, null, which means we cannot delete anything. So just that is a view as we cannot delete anything. Can you understand this? Okay. So this is what the whole logical implementation for singly linked list. In next video, we can go with the coding implementation. Okay. And before going to the coding implementation, I want you to understand this logical implementation and implement the singly linked list by yourself. In next video, we can go with the coding implementation where you can check with your code. Okay. If you really like this video, subscribe to my channel. Don't skip any videos in this playlist because all videos will be helpful once you are going for the problem solving. And if you have any doubts in this entire thing, you can comment below. I will be commenting out answer, or I will be putting a separate video on it. Thank you.